Okay, looking at Test 2 Lesson 1 Worksheet 1. We're going to start with the first ones, just labeling opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. Remember, your hypotenuse is always across from your 90-degree angle. So you should be able to label your hypotenuse on every single problem first, okay? Then in reference to the angle they give you is what you're going for from there. The opposite side is opposite the angle, and the adjacent side is adjacent to the angle. All right, same thing for number 2. If this is your angle, your opposite side is opposite of the angle, and your adjacent side touches the angle. All right, so that leaves you with number 3 and number 4 to do there. All right, moving on to 5 through 8. Okay, so again, we talked in class about SAM just means angle A. So in all of these, you're looking at angle A only. Okay, so you're finding the sine and tangent. All right, so sine is opposite over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. Okay, so go ahead first and label your triangles completely. So okay. So then you're going to notice that on all of these, you have to find the missing side. So like for number 5, we're going to start with c squared equals 5 squared plus 12 squared. So c is 13. Okay, so your hypotenuse there is 13. So for sine of number 5, it's going to be opposite, which is 12, over hypotenuse, which is 13. All right, and for tangent of number 5, it's going to be opposite over adjacent, so 12 over 5. Okay, so that's the same thing you will do for number 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so once you've labeled, you got to find your missing side and then go from there. All right, so then the next set of problems asks you, 9 through 12, asks you to use the problem directly above it. So in other words, 9's asking you to use 5, 10's going to ask you to use 6, 11's going to ask you to use 7, and 8's going to ask you to use, or 12's going to ask you to use 8. Okay, so I have 5 here for you to reference. This time they want the cosine of angle MSA, so that's the cosine of angle S. So that's not the same angle that you used in 5 through 8. All right, so still your sides are the same. You've already found the missing side that you need. Okay, so we're going to find the cosine here, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent to angle S would be 12, and the hypotenuse would be 13. So then you'll do the same thing for number 10, number 11, and number 12, using the corresponding problem. Okay, so it's just the opposite angle from the corresponding problem. All right, so the last one's a little different. A couple of y'all, when y'all were working on it in class today, did realize that this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle because it has 2 legs the same. So you didn't even have to do your Pythagorean theorem to find that the hypotenuse is going to be 36 radical 2. All right, if you're using angle CAB, so we want to look at angle A. So here's our angle. So that makes this the hypotenuse, this is the opposite, and this is the adjacent. All right, this time they want you to find all 3. All right, so sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the opposite would be 36 over 36 square root of 2. Okay, this is as complicated as it'll get. 36's cancel out, and you do have to rationalize. So your sine is the square root of 2 over 2. All right, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Well, guess what? Adjacent is 36. Hypotenuse is 36 square root of 2. So I'm going to skip all that, and I know my answer is going to be the square root of 2 over 2. And then for tangent, opposite over adjacent, which is 36 over 36, which is 1. Okay. So that gives you the 14 to do to finish up 10, 11, and 12, and to finish up 6, 7, 8, and you can do 3 and 4. Don't forget your Math Masters quiz Monday on 1 through 10.